starting to go through my things and pack up my stuff because I'm moving in about a week. And in the process, well, when I moved here, and I knew it was going to be temporary, basically just like living out of a room at someone's house. And, you know, I had to think about the things I was going to bring with me. It was kind of hard to plan. I knew I'd be here about a year, but trying to think of all the things you're going to need in the course of a year is pretty difficult. But most of what I brought were actually books, because I'm a big reader. And there were certain books I just wanted to make sure that I had access to, you know. So I have several bags of books I brought with me, and then I brought a suitcase full of books. And I was looking in that suitcase tonight as I'm trying to sort through things and, you know, clean up some stuff. And I was looking at some of the books, and it's amazing how many of them were self-help books related to depression and anxiety, and how many of them I never got through. I mean, right now I'm working through one, and I've been consistent about it, and I've been working on it pretty much every day. And I've mentioned before, there's another book that next week me and my therapist talked about starting to work through. Like, we are going to do each chapter, you know, each time we meet, that kind of thing. And I made a point of saying I want to do this while I'm out of work and doing ECT, and I want my mental health to be my main focus. And I feel good that I'm doing that, but it is amazing how all these years, how many of these books I've bought that I've read one chapter or never read a word. I bought it because I was having a really bad moment, and then I set it aside thinking, oh, I'll get to that tomorrow, and then I never did anything with it. And I mean, I have to give myself some grace in the fact that because I'm suffering from mental health issues, to try to focus on that kind of work was really hard. Especially if I could find some other distraction, right? Like if I could watch TV or eat something or take a nap, to have to stop and say, okay, now you gotta do the work, the hard work on making yourself better. And I have to admit that in all these years that I've had this, I've never fully done the work. Only once did I get through a book on binge eating, that I fully went through the process, like I did each step they said to do, whatever, and I'm still a binge eater, but at least I tried it. At least I got through that book. You know, stuck with the exercises, did the things they said to do each day. So I'm not criticizing myself, I'm just being honest with myself that in all these years, I've never really fully done the work I need to do. So I don't think it's my fault. I have depression. I've always had it. You know, I had it since birth, essentially. But I have been given opportunities to try to undo it that I have not taken advantage of fully. So I am going to continue with my plan of getting through the book I'm currently on and moving on to the next one next week with my therapist and trying to implement the strategies. And I just think that if we can force ourselves to, even if it's every night, you say to yourself, I'm going to read one page of this book and set it aside, and then you can go back to playing video games or, you know, reading the novel you'd really like or something like that. If we can try to work that into our self-care every day, because it is self-care, we might get somewhere. You know, maybe one of these things is going to work, and maybe one of these things is going to stick in our brain, and it's going to create a habit, you know, positive habits. And, you know, I'm hoping these help. But it's a two-sided thing. You know, they can give me the information, but I need to be the one to work it. I need to be the one to do it. So anyway, man, I have a lot of books I gotta drag over there. And, yeah, I'll let you know how that goes as I go through them and let you know if I think they're helpful and what it is I'm working on. But if you have any of these books, dig them out. Try to work through them. You never know what might help you. And even just the process of sticking with something, which I know a lot of us have trouble doing, where we, a lot of us abandon things part way. We'll have some goal and we give it up after 2 weeks or whatever the case may be. I think even the process of sticking with something and seeing it through to the end, even if it doesn't necessarily make a profound difference, we don't know, but seeing it through to the end, I think would make us feel better in itself because we saw something through, no matter what the outcome. So, just my thought for today.